Won't You Be My Neighbor? Which is to say, I'm going to play Won't You Be My Neighbor by Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And I'm going to play it straight from the charts of the Morristown Uke Jam. So take the link in the video description, download the free ukulele song sheet, grab your own ukulele, and you can play along with me. And if you'll be anywhere near Morristown, New Jersey, my neighborhood, you can come play with us. After the song, I'll do a basic tutorial together with a slow motion close-up play along that you might find helpful. Last things, if you like the video, please like the video with a thumbs up. If you want lots more, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want hundreds more free downloadable ukulele song sheets, check out our Dropbox and then come play with us. Now, 5, 6, 7, and... It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beautywood, a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we are together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please won't you be my neighbor? What a lovely song. He sang that for decades to little children like me, and he really truly is still, I know he's gone, but he is still one of my heroes. For real. All right. The strum pattern, I was fairly consistent in doing a bouncy strum, bouncy as opposed to like a tick-tock, like a clock strum. What I mean is, instead of going like this, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, it was a bouncy, beautiful day in the neighborhood. See how it pauses on the bottom like that? That's the bouncy. Instead of exactly the same timing, the bouncy one is like it has to bounce up from the floor or something like that. All right. And that was pretty much the whole strum, except what I do, I pause after the first down. That's it. Pause. Pause. That's pretty much it for the whole song. Now, chord transitions. I start out with my my ring finger, mostly because my hand kind of falls across the fretboard like that, and you see the 3rd fret is right where my ring finger lands. So C, and then the A7, I go to my index finger, and then I move the index finger over just one string and drop the D minor, and then the index finger stays anchored in that spot, and I move the other 2 over to the G7. And now it's the ring finger that stays anchored, almost. It just stays stuck to the ukulele and slides up 1 fret on that same string. So from the G7, it slides up to the C and then back down to the G7. But that's your anchor point, that ring finger. And then the first part of the verses is exactly the same as the intro. It's the same sequence. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? And then the second section of lines is exactly the same, except for the last 2 lines come a little quicker and slightly different sequence. So, neighborly day for this beauty, neighborly day for a beauty. And then it's C to D minor. And you can do this one of 2 different ways. You can either do just like I did, and then you have to pick up all your fingers to the D minor. Or, if you were having a hard time with that, you can put down your pinky, and then your fingers are already kind of hovered over the D minor. So if you have a hard time, C to D minor, you can try putting your pinky on the C, and then D minor. And again, G7 and C. All right, now, here comes the hardest part of the song. You can think of it as a bridge. It's in the middle of the song. I've always wanted to have a neighbor. This is the same sequence of chords. D minor, just like you. That's the hardest chord in the song. C diminished 7th. Just like you. All right. The way I do that is I bar with my index finger, I bar the 2nd fret, and then I drop 2 fingers on it. That's how it works. If you really wanted to, you could play a D7, but it's not quite right. C diminished 7th is the right chord. I've always wanted, next chord transition is hard too. From C diminished 7th to C is easy if you just pick up the fingers and leave your ring finger there, that's your C. But then from there to a D minor 7 is a little harder. If you have a hard time with the D minor 7th, you can just play a D minor, unlike the other one. You play the D minor instead of D minor 7, nobody will even notice. They really won't. Nobody will notice. So you can go from C to D minor, and if you're still having a hard time with that transition, you can do the same thing I told you before. From the C diminished 7th, obviously it's easiest to go from there to a C by just picking up things. But if you can manage to go to your pinky, then you can drop a D minor, and look at that. Your pinky is already there. You drop a D minor and don't pick up your pinky, and you just made the D minor 7th. So, always wanted to live in a neighborhood, but then you have to jump back with all of them to the C diminished 7th again. With you, from there to G7, I'm going to slide down 2 of my fingers, right? These 2 are going to almost stay put. They're just sliding down 1 fret. With you. And then the end of the song is exactly the same chords, except at the very, very end, please won't you be my neighbor. Go all the way up to the 12th fret. Doesn't that sound nice? Now, if you have a hard time with that, some ukuleles you have to push really hard to play high up the neck and get something that rings. You can just play a C6 like this. That is, in fact, a C6, open, right? Please won't you be my neighbor. You could do that, but that sounds like a finale, right? That's how that sounds. That was how I intended it to sound. All right. Now I'm going to play slow motion, close up on my right hand. If you're having a hard time with the chord transitions, you can follow along in slow motion with every transition I make. Slow motion, starting with the intro. 5, 6, 7, and... I screwed up the first chord. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beautywood, a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighborhood just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please won't you be my neighbor? See you Wednesday, bye.